A player that, of course, like you, as a former Norwich player, you would have seen a lot of him. How much do you think he's changed since his time playing for Norwich in the Championship?
I would just say he's improved his dominance on games in terms of how influential he can be. There was flashes of it at Norwich. He was clearly the best player. Some of his goals, if you look on YouTube, incredible strikes, look so comfortable. So he's always had that kind of confidence, hasn't he, within himself, and openly shows that, I think, at times. But then when you hear him in interviews, you can tell he's hungry to improve. You can tell he wants to be one of the best in the Premier League. And recently he's been so important, actually, for Leicester, because he struggled with his injury at the start of the season, and now he's really into his flow. I think that's now 13 goal and involvements in the last 11 games for him. So clearly, and that's what it's about. When you get to the top level, it's not about being a good footballer. It's being do you influence the game? So as a forward, do you assist? Do you score goals? Do you create big chances? If you're a defender, do you keep clean sheets? Do you stop the opposition? Are you great 1v1? These are the sort of things when you get to the elite level. If you're not producing that, then you're not going to be a top player, and he'll realise that. He'll see the numbers from Jack Grealish, he'll see the goals from Phil Foden, and he'll realise I need to be right with them in terms of the numbers to be noticed.
Well, this is the thing, England for so long crying out for some creative influence in terms of their play, and suddenly you stumble upon hitting form at the right time as well. James Maddison, of course, but Jack Grealish, who you mentioned, Phil Foden, who you mentioned, Mason Mount, who's been really good as well. Players that can pick up the ball, on the D, make something happen, create a chance. Where does Maddison rank for you in terms of the chances of getting into that England starting 11?
Well, he should be in with all four. All four of them should be in the England squad.
You're not going to call up all four for the England squad.
Well, you should.
Really?
They should all be in the England squad. They're too good not to be in the England squad.
Yeah, but it's got to have balance too.
Why? In terms of, you're going to have your players. Of course, Jordan Henderson's going to do a certain job for you. Of course, you're going to have Declan Rice. Of course, you might have Phillips from Leeds if you want to have them midfield. But you've got to have plenty of creativity. You've got to have players that, if they're coming off the bench or against the top sides in the world, that are the difference, that make the difference. And they don't come along that often. We've got 4. Why would you not have one? Why would you leave one at home? Because you want a little bit more balance, and you want players that all run around, and
but look at the
players
wide
that
players.
Will fit in and be disciplined.
But look at the Rashfords in terms of the wide attacking players that we've got. The Rashfords of this world, Sterlings of this world, Jadon Sancho as well. I know Foden can play out there too. It's all about the style of the team and the tactics. And if you're going to play with those wide players, which it seems like Gareth Southgate wants to do, you can't get everyone on the plane. I know they're going to Wembley primarily. You can't get everyone on the bus.
No, but you've got to fit them in. You've got to find a way. And if Gareth Southgate wants to win, a major tournament, you could see the difference when we played Croatia. Is their players, their top players, were the difference against us. And we need more top players than we've ever had before. And we've got them. So why leave one at home? Bring them all. Because you're going to have your players. You're going to have your players that will do a job in midfield. And you're going to have your defenders and lots of football. There's room for all of them players. I'd rather have one less centre forward and one extra creative player going to the tournament.